Your FA Cup weekend finishes on Monday, 7:55. Your kick-off as Wigan take on Manchester City. TalkSport's Don McGuinness is with me to preview this one. Initially, you'd fear for Wigan. I guess what you could take is that Manchester City's worst performances have come against teams in lower divisions than them.
You're right. I mean, this a great opportunity for Wigan. They have been flying high, 2 defeats on the bounce, and you wonder what's happened there. Is it a case of have they been looking at games like this and maybe just taking their eye off the ball? This is such a huge game for them. Manchester City, as you say, Bristol City gave them a real game, obviously, in the League Cup, and as did Wolves, who held Manchester City at the Etihad, and we've seen that just doesn't happen these days. So yes, lower league teams have been more of a problem for Pep Guardiola than many other sides, but again, this is still Manchester City that just want to win everything, and they've shown again in a demolition job in the week at Basel that they have the strength to do what they want, really, and I think it's going to be just too big an order for Wigan to cope with them. Given their little dip in form, I think they'll give it a real lash at the DW. It's a game I'm delighted to be going to because I really want to see a Wigan have a go at them, and they've got nothing to lose. It's about promotion from League One. They've got to get that form back. They're just a point off Shrewsbury, so they've got a game in hand as well. So everything's going fine, really, in the league. A good confidence booster by having a real go at City is what they should be looking at doing. I think they can score, because teams can score. Man City will give you opportunities. But ultimately, City will do what they do. I think at half-time it could be competitive. It could be even 0-0, 1-1, I can imagine that. But full-time it won't be. And City will do what they do, find their groove, and they will have a strong enough side out there with fringe players with points to prove to finish at least 2 goals to the good.
2-goal margin then. Just very quickly though, Pep keeps talking about down the quad. Can they win it all?
I think it is possible. You talk to the players, I mean, Pep obviously laughs it off and he wants nothing to do with it and says it's impossible, that you can't go through a season unbeaten, and obviously they have been beaten, so I think he was delighted in a certain way with the Liverpool defeat. Don't get me wrong, he wanted to win that game on the day, but now with that, all these questions of invincibles and all the rest of it. But when you look at it, you see how they coped in the Champions League, you see where they are in the Premier League, that's done. That one's put to bed. There's a final in the Carabao Cup to look forward to from their point of view. That's just one game. They're nearly at the quarter-final stage of the FA Cup. And then there's Champions League. They're at the quarter-final stage of the Champions League now, you can say. Why not? There's not that many games for them to play, really. So I think it probably won't happen, but they'll definitely win 2 trophies, and they could win 4. It's crazy, but I wouldn't rule it out. Stranger things have happened. Leicester have won the league.
Absolutely, yeah, it could be quite interesting this game. Maybe have a look at draw half-time, City full-time, or even City on the handicap. But it is Wigan taking on Manchester City, 7:55 FA Cup on Monday.